Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ricky's Reviews, where today, excuse me, we are moving on with the Scream franchise. And after last week's episode of Scream 2, what comes after 2? That's right, 3. In this video, we are covering, drumroll please, this moves so very slow, Scream 3. Now, this movie came out in 2000 and is directed by Wes Craven, the previous director of the last two Scream films, and the plot of which goes as such. A few years after Sydney's two previous incidents with Ghostface attacks, she's now out in California just trying to, live her life away from the whole business with Ghostface and Dewey and Gale. She's changed her name and she's just on her own now. But when a movie called Stab starts getting killings surrounded with it, and Stab is this in-universe version of the Scream films, she gets dragged back into the plot with another Ghostface killer running loose. Now that's all the plot I'm going to give to you for this movie, because I want you guys, as for every video, I always want you guys to go and see the movies yourself. So that's all the plot I'm going to give you. But without further ado, let's get into my likes and dislikes and just general opinions about the film. Okay, so to start it off with likes, this movie, again, as the previous Scream video with Scream 2, this one definitely has a lot more chase sequences. Like, I feel like every Scream film so far just keeps upping the amount of chase sequences in the movie, like each film. And another thing I will say right off the bat, I'm glad they did this whole VHS videotape thing with Randy, so that all of the annoyed fans from Scream 2, which I might have been one of them, that were annoyed about Randy's death, they kind of almost retconned it in a way, kind of didn't retcon it, with the fact that his cousin has this videotape of him that he recorded because he kind of knew he was gonna die, to give to our three characters which are surviving, which are Dewey, Gale, and Sydney, to kind of explain the rules of a trilogy of movies, which I thought was pretty good, because the Scream franchise in its own has always been one to do a lot of meta jokes and meta commentary on slashers and just horror movies and movies in general. So that whole videotape sequence was good, and I think that definitely fixed one of my complaints of the Scream 2 movie. Now, another thing I will say that I liked about this movie is the combining of the characters, almost, because with this movie, you're following our three original characters, which are Dewey, Gale, and Sydney, and then you're also following the actors that are portraying them in Stab throughout the movie, as well as the additional cast in Stab, and it kind of makes one big group of survivors that you follow, which is a little interesting take on the whole general Scream cast, because usually for each Scream movie, or just in a whodunit slasher in general, you usually have just this big cast of characters that either get picked off one by one, either get revealed to be the killer, or left as red herring characters. And usually it's just a group of teens like in the first one, or a group of college kids in the second one. You get it. It's a very generic formula. But with this one, they decided to do something different, with us having the original characters, the characters that, the actors of the original characters in the Stab movie, which is the in-universe version of the Scream movie. And again, it's just another meta joke on top of itself that I did like about the movie. And another thing for likes, I did like that this one had a lot more suspense building in it. I mean, some of the twists, I will say, were a little lackluster, but it definitely had some good suspense, and the music definitely helped to play into some of that suspense. But for likes, I think that's about as far as I'm going to be able to go with that, because, oh boy, was there some things about this movie that I didn't appreciate. Okay, the first thing. Having the opening kill be Cotton Weary was so just bad, because if you watch Scream 2, which I'm hoping you did, you know this character from Cotton Weary, who is from the first Scream movie, and then gets this redemption arc in the second one, because in the first one he's kind of like the red herring character for the killer, but in this movie, Scream 2 he gets redeemed, and then in Scream 3 they throw all of that out the door and have him and his girlfriend, I can't even remember her name, it was so unforgettable, but that's a point I'll save for later. They have both of them be the opening kill with the stupidest plot device in the whole movie, which is this stupid voice changer that can somehow mimic a person's voice. Now, technology like that would be perfectly acceptable in a horror movie in this day and age, 2026. But this movie came out in 2000, and one of the things about the Scream movies is that they're always so steeped in realism. We've never had a supernatural ghost face. All of the Ghostface killers are just normal people with a mask and a knife. But for this, they introduced this stupid voice changer that made no sense whatsoever, and it was just a stupid plot device, and And then another thing I'll get to, because this one might be a little bit of a rant here. I remember I talked about in the Scream 2 video how the not having much build up to the killer reveal, or us not seeing the character before the killer reveal, was more of a double-edged sword, and how I said it was poorly done in Scream 3. With the whole thing of having Roman be the killer, you barely see the guy throughout the movie, and you learn nothing about his character, his motivations, or anything until the last 10 minutes when he unmasks himself and does the big monologue. Like, there's just nothing about it that was good, and I just didn't like it. But yeah. So that's that for likes and dislikes about the movie. Now for my two favorite actors, I've got to give it to Neve Campbell, who plays Sidney Prescott, for her still just very good paranoia acting and just the building up of those walls because she doesn't want to let people in because she's scared that they're going to end up being Ghostface killers. That I liked. And I honestly, if I have to pick a second favorite actor, I will go with David Arquette, because honestly, throughout this movie, I just see how fed up he is with like every character's BS, and he's just like, I'm so sick of Ghostface attacks, let's just get this over with. And for favorite scene, like I said before, it is the Randy videotape scene. And for a rating, I'll have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's an enjoyable watch if you're a good fan of slashers and just horror movies in general, but it's a little bit weaker compared to the other Scream films. But yeah, that is my review for Scream 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.